So next is the redo. I need you guys to help me solving this multi-step word problem. So the problem reads, a waiter had 8 tables he was waiting on, with 8 women and 3 men at each table. How many customers total did the waiter have? So again, we're going to use our most valuable resource, which is what strategy? Perfect. Cube strategy. So the first step in the cube strategy is to do what? Perfect. Circle key numbers. So we're going to circle the number 8 because he had 8 tables. And then we're going to circle the number 8 again because there were 8 women at each table. And then we're going to circle the number 3 because there were 3 men also at each one of these tables. Perfect. So after we do that part, we check. So the next step is to what? Perfect. Underline the question. And the question here is how many customers total did the waiter have? So the next step, we can check it off. And the next step says to box in any math action words. Do you guys see any action words in this word problem? What is it? Great job. Total is the key word we're looking for. So total tells us that we need to do what? Perfect. So the word total tells us we need to add. Great job. And then we can check that one off. So the next step is to evaluate. And what did I say that we need to do in the evaluation process? Great job. We need to visualize. We need to visualize the problem. So now I'm going to give you a second to visualize the problem. Okay, so in our visualizing or evaluation step, it should look something like this. First of all, we need to represent these 8 tables. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And at each one of these tables, there are 8 women, and there are also 3 men. So each one of these tables, I'm going to draw the same thing that represents 8 women and the 3 men. All right, so now we have our visuals drawn and we can move to the next step, which is what? Perfect. Solve and check. So we need to solve to figure out how many total customers the waiter had. So the first thing we could do, we could figure out how many total customers are at each table. So we have 8 women at a table and 3 men. So we have 8 plus 3 at each table, which gives me 11. So each table has 11 customers. So we have 11 there. Sorry. We have 11 here. We have 11 there. 11, 11, 11, 11, and 11. So we talked about two different ways to solve this problem in our last video. Can anybody tell me those two ways? Perfect. So we can multiply the number of tables by the number of customer at each table, or we can just add the number of customers at each table. Repeated addition. Perfect. So the number of customers at each table, which is 11, times or multiplied by the number of tables, which is 8, gives me a total of 88 customers. And the last step, after we figure out the answer, we need to rewrite this in a complete sentence. So we can write the waiter had 88 customers.